Hello and welcome back to the 12 Days of Creepmas! Today we are going to the Grove in LA. It's a fancy shopping center in Los Angeles. Fancy to me. It just has Nike and some restaurants and Barnes and Noble, so it's nothing crazy, but to me it's fancy. And I think they decorate for Christmas, so we're gonna go and check it out and see what it looks like. So I'll show you a little bit of what it looks like, but really my main reason for going is they have the biggest Barnes and Noble in, sorry am I yelling? I have my AirPod in. They have the biggest Barnes and Noble in California, and it might be underwhelming, but I think it's cool. I don't know. So it's a 3-story Barnes and Noble, and I think square footage wise it's the biggest, maybe not book wise, but I still think it's cool. I've been there one time before and I just want to share it with you. And so that is where we're going today. So we're gonna head on out in a minute, and then when we get back, I want to talk about this rock paper scissors book by Alice Feeney because I finished it last night and I have a lot to say about that one. But otherwise, let's head to the Grove in Los Angeles. Also, yes, I am wearing the same shirt that I wore yesterday. This is my favorite sweatshirt ever now. I will be wearing it from now unto eternity. So anyways, let's head on over to the Grove in Los Angeles. See you there. We got back we got back actually a few hours ago, but I wanted to share with you some really cool things because I didn't know what it was going to be like. I've never been during, dang it, that's the dog trying to get in, hold on. I've never been there during the holidays, so I'm sure I showed you a few clips already, but they have this cute little Santa's workshop, and you can, obviously, if you have kids, or even if you don't, I guess you could go and take a picture with Santa there. Obviously not why we went, but their decorations were so cute, just the lights everywhere, it was so pretty. And then they had the largest Christmas tree that I have ever seen in my life. I wanted to crop the people out just to show you the tree, but I think it's important to see how small people are in comparison to this thing. This thing was huge, and it's a real tree. That's real. That's real. They cut down a freaking giant's tree just to have it for Christmas to throw it away in a month. Kind of crazy. It should be up there all year long because that's rather impressive, but it was really, really pretty. Oh, they also have the biggest Apple store. I don't actually know that it's the biggest, but I mean, like, it was so big there were trees growing inside of it. And like, why? It was very strange. They did actually have more fancier shops than I thought, because I didn't remember there being a lot of fancy shops when I was there before, but I guess I was kind of only looking for the Barnes and Noble. But they did have more high-end brands and stuff. But that's not stuff I'm interested in, so I didn't like film any of that. But they also made it snow. And it seriously made me want to cry. It was so pretty. It's just, I don't know, like soap bubbles. And if you saw my video from yesterday, they were doing that in the line for the Haunted Maze as well. So it was kind of just like that, but it was everywhere. And for 5 solid straight minutes, it was just snowing. It was so cute and really cool because obviously us people in SoCal don't see the snow very often unless we go to the snow. And yeah, so that was really neat. And it was really warm out there, so it was like 70 degrees but snowing. It was really cute, and so I really enjoyed that. And it snowed for a long time, and just like looking up at the lights with the fake snow, it was nice. I am a little bit envious of you people who get to experience snow every now and then. I don't know if I would like to live in it, but to have like a white Christmas I think would be cool. But anyways, after that we ended up going to the largest Barnes and Noble in California. I still think that this place is pretty impressive. although I don't necessarily know that they have more books than a typical Barnes & Noble. Let me think about that for a second. Because I don't know that their sections are technically larger. I think they're probably about the same, but it's just a huge 3-story kind of like warehouse type building. So it's still impressive and cool to go see. So we went in there and we looked around, and we may have bought a book or two. Maybe, just maybe. But anyways, it was pretty impressive. It was really cute, and it does snow every night at 7 and 8 p.m. during the holidays. So if you're anywhere in the LA area and you've never been to the Grove during Christmas, highly recommend. It's really cute. Parking was like 10 bucks, I think, and we were there for quite a while. But yeah, it was pretty cute. So I think that's all I have to share with you for that. I want to tell you about this book that I finished yesterday, and then I thought maybe we could pick out another book tomorrow, and I'll probably do the book haul tomorrow, the few books that I bought yesterday and today, because I'm just freaking exhausted and I still have to edit for tomorrow. I have a lot to do, and it's already midnight. I know I'm gonna be up all night, but don't worry, I had a boba again at 5 p.m. so we'll be up all night anyways. Anyway, so I finished Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney last night, and I have a lot to say about this book. It's about a husband and wife, and they're having problems, so they decide to go away for a weekend. There's notes that are written to the husband that the wife does not share, so she kind of just keeps them to herself, and I loved this part of the book. I really thought it was cool, the passive aggressive messages in the notes, and then she crosses them out and writes something a little bit nicer. I just thought that that was so funny. So they end up going to this place, and then they find out that maybe one of them isn't telling the full truth. So I gotta say, for a thriller novel, I did enjoy this one. I really did enjoy, you know, going along with the mystery. I didn't think that everything was like obvious or silly or anything like that, like I do with a lot of thrillers. So I did really enjoy it for that aspect. And I gotta say, there's some really, really great one-liners in here. Let me just read you a few lines that I've highlighted randomly. Like this one says, "I've bitten my tongue so many times already on this trip, it must be full of holes. Time can change relationships like sea reshapes the sand. My skin is creased with wrinkles that were rarely caused by laughter." Okay, so there's a lot of those throughout the entire book, and I did really like them in the beginning, but they happened all the time, okay? And that's not necessarily a bad thing, and if it were just one of the characters that spoke like that, it would be fine, because then it would just be, you know, part of their character, especially if they were like more poetically spoken or whatever. But it was every character in this book that just constantly were saying lines like that. Eventually they started to take me out of the story, because there were things like that, like all of those ones that I read, they went with the story, they went with that paragraph, it made sense. But then this one, it's like, maybe that's why I loved her so much in the beginning, but marriage changes people whether they like it or not. You can't unbreak an egg when you've already whisked it into an omelet. Some of them just seemed to pull me out of the story, and that was something that I didn't love the entire way through. Like, there were just too many one-liners that were almost overly like trying to be poetic, or I don't even know the right word, because they're not all like euphemisms, and they're not all, I don't know what they were. And I love like super flowery language, and like I said, if it were one character, I think it would have been fine. But the fact that every character spoke like that, it started to just take me out of the story at times. There's one part of the story, I can't give it away, and I can't really say anything about it because it will give it away, but there's one part of the story that is so absolutely unrealistic, and if you've read the story, it's probably not even anything that you think it is. It's nothing big. It's the smallest thing, but it just grinded my gears. It made me so upset. And all I will say for those of you who have read the book is that it was about the dog. So I'll just leave it there. And then for those of you who haven't read the book, I didn't give anything away. I really liked the idea. Also in the story, they discuss the gifts that they give to one another during their anniversary. This, I believe, has been done, like the first year is paper and the second year is blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's been done in other books. The one off the top of my head I'm thinking of is like Gone Girl kind of thing. But I did like going through the years, because I think that it added a lot more to the story. It wasn't just the gifts that they've gotten, but like what a marriage is like and how it continues to unfold. I also thought that during the book, once things start being revealed to you, you sit there for, or I did, sat there for about 5 minutes and went, oh, that's why that happened. Oh, and that's, oh, okay. And so I thought that that was really neat that you can kind of go back and retrace your steps to where you were. And I thought that was fun. Like, that part was really awesome. However, once things are revealed, you still have quite a bit of ways to go through the book. And so for me personally, this is nothing that's wrong with this book at all or should be a deterrent for you to purchase this book. I do think this is a good book and I did enjoy reading it, and I did think it was extremely well written and things like come back around, and it was definitely a lot of work, you know? But for me personally, when I'm reading thrillers and things are revealed after, things tend to drag on. And so if there are more and more and more twists and turns and stuff, I just like kind of like, well, we already know though. We already know what happened. You know what I mean? Yeah, the ending was just felt a little bit slower to me for that reason. But again, that's just more my personal preference than anything. I much prefer everything being revealed like the end of the story. But I will say the last paragraph was awesome. I really, really loved that one. So yeah, I do think it's worth a read. I thought it was fun. I definitely, knowing the aspects of the book going into it, thought that it was going to be one of those thrillers where I'm like, I'm going to figure this out so easily, or it's going to be something silly, and I was proved wrong. So thank you very much, Alice Feeney, for making a book that wasn't the most predictable thriller book I've ever read. For me personally, didn't figure it out, and yeah, I thought it was fun. There were things at the end that, like, I just don't know if what difference they made, but I guess they did make a difference, and it was interesting kind of learning about the characters. And yeah, I don't know. The ending just wasn't as exciting for me, but I think, again, that's just my own personal preference. But other than that, I thought it was a rather good book and I rather enjoyed it. And I will definitely pick up more of her work. I do think that, like I said, things were well written and well worked out. Like, that was a lot of planning to write that book, I could tell. So yeah, pretty cool. And so I'm excited to see her other work. So if you have read other works from her that you enjoy, especially ones that maybe have less of those punchy one-liners throughout, definitely leave those down below if you wouldn't mind, and I will definitely pick up more of her work. So yeah, that's just kind of what I thought about that one. But here's the thing, now I have to figure out what the flip I'm gonna read now. And I don't know what I want to read yet. I kind of want another thriller, if I'm completely honest, and I would really love another winter thriller, but I do not think that I have another like snowy one. I'm so sorry, I just scared the crap out of my dogs. Hey, I'm sorry, did I give you a little puppy heart attack? I'm so sorry. Oh, buddy, my apologies, I'm so sorry. Oh, poor puppy, he just jumped so hard. Let me kind of take a quick glance through my books and then we'll narrow it down. You know what I'll do? I have one more choice. My best friend and I decided to do a book club. Not really a book club, it's just the two of us, but to read a book together each month. No, that's a book club. Yeah, 2 people can make a club. And this month I have selected Let the Right One In, because he selected last month. So anyways, we're just reading a book. He selected Annihilation, by the way. And so we're reading a book together, well, not together, separately, but then we're having a little meeting and just talking about it. So I think this is the one that I will start tonight because it's snowy, I'm pretty sure, right? I've never read it, but I have seen the movie and the movie is snowy. So I'm gonna assume that it's a snowy book. I'm gonna start this one, and then yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Let me know if you guys have read this one and how you feel about it. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow with another horror. Bye guys!